Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We are currently here on the daily time frame, right? And the idea is currently that we could be starting our journey to the next upside targets. As I mentioned before here on the daily chart, this is actually 4 hours, which I've switched to the 4-hour chart just to show a little bit more detail, but the overall next upside targets on this larger time frame are around 127,400, and then we're approaching that 130k area where various Fibonacci levels kind of meet and kind of overlap, and there is some Fibonacci confluence, and we are simply approaching here, you could say, long-term targets, long-term projections, and so the uptrend remains intact. But why is this particularly interesting? Well, particularly interesting at the moment because the move to the upside, does look unfinished. So best I can tell is we are still in an unfolding uptrend. That has indeed not changed. Also, the pullback remained corrective in nature so far. So what we are tracking here is a very, very clean 3-wave move to the downside, which honestly might have bottomed on Friday. And it's also interesting because we have a potential 1-2 setup from the Friday low, which means there is a so-called long trade setup, which might have played out already or might be playing out right now. So if you are familiar with Elliott Wave, then you know that a 5th wave to the upside should usually, at least in an impulse, form 5 waves up. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So, and this would be the 5th wave, probably in a larger 3rd wave. So this is currently what we're tracking here. And the idea is that we might have already completed the initial wave 1 and maybe the wave 2. So we are going to take a look at that obviously on the smaller time frame, but that is exactly what we talked about yesterday and the day before, that we had a 5-wave move up from the Friday low. And that would indeed be a first indication that this 5th wave to the upside there is unfolding and could take us towards 170 would be nice, 127k or so next, right? But there are some smaller degree levels, some smaller degree targets, which are important as well, right? So I think what we really need to consider here is that the price might have started the next rally to the upside, that there is no sign of a major top right now, no sign. And so therefore, because we're holding support levels, we're holding above all these key levels down here as well, around 107, 108k, the focus is indeed on higher prices. And we could indeed have started the next move up. Now today, which also makes this interesting, is the Fed interest rate decision. A bit later today, but we have the Fed interest rate decision, which could spice things up a little bit, and we could get some additional volatility and and much more. So there would be probably, well, there'll be some volatility later, okay, and maybe movements that have started already, let's say that are already meant to play out, they might just be accelerated later today, okay? So it's just something, it's just an interesting day. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame for BTC. And here you see what I mean. So over the last couple of days, we've been tracking this 1-2 setup. And we are not out of the woods yet, okay? We're not out of the woods, definitely not. And why am I saying that? I'm saying that because while we have seen an initial micro 5-wave move up, the pullback, it ended in support. It's a 3-wave move down, but the last move down here looks like it would look best with one more low, at least in an ABC structure, but we haven't got that last low. I mentioned in the last video yesterday, we might not get it. So if the low is already formed, then it would have to be a WXY structure, and these are structures that you can't really trust. So there is a high risk that something is going to change here. That's just what the structure is telling me. It's a WXY structure. These are rare structures, especially in a wave 2. But it landed exactly where it needed to. I mean, it basically reached the 100% extension, which is an ideal target for a Y wave. So I'm okay with that. But then I need to see now a 5-wave move to the upside to confirm that further. And that would be the next objective for the bulls. And it seems like we are kind of still in wait and see mode a little bit. So the bulls are trying, but you see all this overlapping and messy price action. It makes it a little difficult here to interpret the nanostructures. I don't have a 5-wave move up yet. So I think one more high in this internal 3rd wave would be good. Then another higher low in wave 4 and another higher high. And it would give us the next leading diagonal to the upside. And the leading diagonal pattern might mean that something is leading there, something new is changing, something new is coming up, a new uptrend. But I'm not convinced yet. It's only 3 waves up. So give me 5 waves and a break above the recent highs at 109.3K, and then even more important, 119.3 and 119.8K. I mean, that's going to be an important one here, this 119.8K level. We want to see the market above that level. In the very short term, of course, 119.3K. But in the very short term, it's just important that we form 5 waves up, because with the volatility expected today and the altcoins not following yet to the upside, it's very much possible that wave 2 is still extending. That can still happen, right? So one more low cannot be ruled out. And that's because of the WXY structure here and only 3 waves up. So be careful still. Can't confirm a reversal, even though I'm favoring this at the moment because we had a break above initial resistance. But that's not the same as, okay, we can confirm an upside reversal. We have seen a good reaction to support, so it's another attempt of reversing there. But I need to see at least one more high, I would say, in an internal 3rd wave, and then another 4-5 pattern. It just looks messy and corrective to the upside. So at this point, another low wouldn't surprise me entirely. But obviously, with a break above initial resistance, I'm giving the bulls here. I'm giving the bulls the benefit of the doubt, yeah. So just be ready in case we get another low. It might then be a complex correction, a WXY as well, but a more extended version, WXY. And then the Y wave itself is an ABC, which is just a different form of how it's labeled there at the moment. And that can often happen if in the initial correction, which might have ended yesterday, yeah, the correction itself was not substantial enough to correct the entire uptrend that happened. So yeah, just something to watch here at the moment. I'll keep you updated about that. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. I also invite you to join us on X for additional updates. So you feel free to join us on our X channel. We're building a community here as well. Here you can find updates about coins that we don't normally cover on YouTube, for example. Some additional updates as well. Some stuff about mindset, Elliott Wave, and so on. You can discuss with the community, ask questions. I'll be there after this video, so feel free to join us here as well. I'll post the link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.